All right, it is it is the middle of the night, and this is going to be a very quick weekly recap from the 24th of October to the 28th. And I did not really trade that much this last week. I had actually 3 days that I didn't trade anything. I didn't see any good setups, but this one, there was one with GTII. There actually might have been a few setups, I just didn't trade them. And there was one trade that I did take that really worked out. This could have been a setup that I could have been much more profitable with if I were to have traded it better. And that is the goal, to just keep getting better every single week. I've now have been through this third week of trading a $100 risk level. So I think that's a good thing that I've, gone from $40 to $100 risk level, and I haven't lost my shirt or anything crazy like that. But I'm clearly not, making like a considerable amount of money either. So I need to just work out a few things and just continue to adjust, and ideally continue to profit and get better. I actually made 780 bucks just the past few days trading Dogecoin. And I don't know if I should go over it or not, but I don't know. It just kind of feel crazy to make a lot. And I could have made a lot more on a Dogecoin trade, and then, just be barely making anything in this day trading right here. But I think this can pay off eventually, and cryptos are much more speculative. Let's go over the three trades, starting with CNNA on the 24th. So let's look at CNNA. If I can type it. Right here is the 24th. So the idea was is that it had a green day, but the goal was is that now on the 24th it can have a second green day, and it's not just something that uptrended for one day and it sells off, but maybe it can have a second green day, break the previous day high, or maybe have a gap up, squeeze a bunch of shorts who think it's only going to be up for one day, and be something that can make a lot of trading opportunities over a longer period of time. But this one didn't really do that, unfortunately. But the future was bright on the 24th, and I think it did offer a setup since I did trade it. I was in at 936 at 72, and this was a dip and rip setup. So I'm gonna zoom in a bit more. 936 was when I entered right here at 72. So I got in it right here. Why? Well, it did have a dip. It held. Eventually got under VWAP, and then when it was looking like it was trying to break this channel right here, this little top of the mini level right here at 72, I got in it for that reason. Obviously, best case scenario, it gets to the day high and it breaks above it in this case and continues the uptrend. I did get out 937 the next minute at 748, so 937 was right here, this uptrending candle at 748. So I guess right around right here is when I entered, not entered, but I mean maybe entered my order and got executed, but I got out right here. And let's just look at my notes. I don't know, maybe I just saw something in the price action that wasn't too ideal, and I got out of it for that reason. And I did put that it kind of worked out. I didn't really think that it really, did a nice move, and I guess that's true. It did kind of uptrend. It did kind of do what I want, but it didn't get to the day high, and it didn't get much above it, which would have made it super profitable. That was a good trade for what it was. Good try. Let's look at the next one, which is GEGI on the 26th, and this one did not work out. Not a big surprise with this one that I tried to trade this one for a bounce and it just didn't play out because it had this nice uptrend, but all of this price action here was ugly. This thing would just not offer a decent bounce. And I did take a consideration right here on the 26th. It was uptrending a little bit, sure, but I like how I had a gap down and it had a whole bunch of volume. So the idea was is that it was going to offer some kind of a morning spike. So maybe it has a gap down, panics, a lot of volume, and then it bounces in. I don't think this one really did a bounce. Let's highlight it. I'm going to highlight it a bit closer. It did just downtrend the rest of the day. I was in at 10:02 at 48, exactly 48. And this was a tsunami panic VWAP breakout. So let's look at 10:02, which is going to be right here at 48. So I got in it right here. Why? again, big volume. It got wiped out, and then it sold off, and it put up a higher low here off of here, and it was looking like it was trying to break past VWAP, and then maybe it can try to uptrend and get much higher, or try to make back some of what it lost. Not everything, of course. And I did get out 10.05 at 47, so it just didn't work out. I guess I was starting to get out when I saw the price action not looking as ideal as I wanted it to be. Maybe some big sellers kept coming back at the ask, or the bid was starting to get wiped out. And yeah, it did sell off. It downtraded. It got to the 35s, but it could have worked out. Let's just see what would have happened if I got out at 53. So it didn't even get to the day high, which would have been the sixth level, but it did get pretty close. This was another significant level. Let's just say 52. So again, it didn't really work out, but it did better. Let's just see what a sell at 52 would have been. That would have been cool. 60 bucks, 8% gain. Not bad. Stuff like that will push me into considering trading larger. Let's look at the last trade. And this one I could have been much more profitable with. CRTD at 1026. I'm glad this one's still trying to hang in there. Anyway, this is it. This one's been uptrending, and I called it. When it was down, I thought it was going to do one of these things where it would be down a lot on the day and then just uptrend and squeeze a bunch of shorts, and now it just looks like any other day besides a big wick. Clearly what happened right here. This is the kind of trade where I could put, if I have the guts, a $3,000 position and really make my week or month or year. I was in at 1101 at, let's just say 38. Morning panic bounce play before a trend line. So let's look at 1101, 38. Yeah, this one worked out really nicely. I got in right here at 38. So why? Well, it's been downtrending, and I saw something in the price action that maybe consider a buy, even though it still didn't break the trend line. So the idea is that I got in at 1101 right here, still under the downtrending trend line, taking a little bit more risk that, it might look like it's trying to break out of it, but then it just continues to downtrend and follow the trend line and get this low right here, maybe continue to downtrend even more. It did break out of it. It did uptrend a lot, but man, I could have done this one so much better. I held on to it for a bit, but I could have done so much more. I got out 1112 at 39. That was my average. So 1112 was right here. 39 was my average. So I got out right here essentially. And why did I get out? Well, this last sell, I just really held on to it, but I got out right here because I didn't want to hold on to the setup and watch it every minute, which was a stupid excuse. And I did sell half of my position right here before it started the uptrend because it wasn't looking that nice for a moment, and I did lower my risk, but this one worked out so nicely. Let's just see what a sell based off of a trend line break would have been, like if I followed it. It's just something like this, which, I mean, in this case it broke it here, but then I put up like a higher low, in theory, a low volume one, and then it did another one here and it broke a VWAP. But let's just see what a sell at 41.5 would have been, because this one worked out super nicely. It would have been 14 bucks right there, and that's not even selling like right here, which is like best case scenario. I think best case scenario, maybe for me, I would have sold right at this VWAP level at let's just say 46. See what that would have been. Yeah, there's clearly potential for me to be much more profitable. I think I'm in a way still adjusting to $100 risk level, but I need to keep getting better. I need to keep getting more experience, and God willing, I can continue to do that and be more profitable over a longer period of time. Clearly, I just could have done a lot better with this one, just holding better, but I guess I got too lazy. And then I guess that's why I deserve 3 days that I didn't trade anything, because that's the punishment for not trading the setups I am given as well as I should. I did try with this one, GEGI just didn't work out, and then this one kind of worked out, so that's fine. Some of the setups I saw are not mentioned here because I never traded them, but I think that there's a lot of things I can get better at, which is good. I don't feel like, I'm doing everything right, and I just don't see what's, the problem. That's it for this weekly recap right here. Pretty short, just 3 trades. That's all I got.